the recording. Yeah. Okay, so people have the main topic. Main topic means the we are writing the application so far. So one of the major applications, which is ICT in transport, right? And let me see what are the things that you need to be. Yeah. Yes, it's better you write down this particular sentence first, right? And regarding CCTV, it's better you copy down that small paragraph as well, right? So yeah, it's actually, so starting from this point goes up to this point, right? So oops, my bad. Yeah, this particular thing. People just confirm whether I can hear you at your side clearly. Do you get any interferences? Right, thank you. And excuse me for a moment, you guys keep writing. Yeah, if anyone connecting recently, the highlighted part is the one which we are talking about to get copy, right? So have the main heading as ICT in transport, and write down the highlighted part. Right, let me know when you are done. So today we are going to see how big computer was in early days, right? It was not as small as you think. Right, let's finish this off as quickly as possible, then we'll jump into that. Right, one is done. And people, I saw the notes that you have take down, and some of you have not sent those things to me yet. Right, so please, I am marking the names at my side who have sent me the photos of your notes. Right, so please send me the completed notes because I need to go through those. Right, whether you have done it correctly or not. Right. If you are still completing it, just complete it by this week and just send me, right? ඒක ලස්සන්ට නීට් එකට තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ලස්සන්ට කියන්නේ නීට් එකට පැහැදිලිව තිබුණා නම් හරි. Right? If you want to decorate it by having some pictures into it and having some paper cuttings or some if you are printing out some pictures from the internet, so you have the liberty to arrange your book, right? So more you arranged, more you remember. Okay, right. I'm taking the screen a little bit up. So go for the traffic light control system, and it's better you take down the little paragraph right over here. So do the same for the parking identification placard, right? If the people who have got the book and people who don't have, I'll scroll up once you're done with this. Right, I'm moving upward. So people who are copying the screen, just confirm me whether you are done copying from the screen so I can move to the third example. I think it's Tesandu or Sander are the people. So Tesandu says it is finished. Or Sander, how about you? Right, so I'm moving to the third example. Yeah. So I have this parking identification placards and yeah, it's better you take down this, even though it's a little bit lengthier, it's better. Ravidu, it's not only the example, you have to write the explanation, Putha, this particular things, how it happens. Right, one is done. Yes, Tesandu is done as well. Right, Osanda, how about you, Putha? Right, great. Okay, so moving forward, the very last part, ICT in entertainment, we have discussed this as well. Daddy. Yes, baby. Okay, people, sorry, that's due to my little one. Right, so have the subheading ICT in entertainment, the very last part, right? And yes, what are we going to write? Yeah, it's better you say it like this. Go with the paragraph and write down the first 4 examples. First 4 examples. Paragraph plus first 4 examples. Sorry. Yeah, these things. And then we are going to talk about the demerits, which are the disadvantages. Right, 1 is done, 2 is done, 3 is done, 4 is done. Tesandu, how about you, Buddha? Right. Okay, I hope everyone is there, right? So let's continue to the demerits. So far we have talked about the benefits or the applications, right? We haven't talked about any disadvantages, demerits of ICT. Like even though it is a great tool to our lives, but still there are some demerits, disadvantages to the society, personally, right, socially, right? Like when it comes to the last lesson of the grade 11, we are going to talk about the demerits of the ICT in a very broad manner. But here we are just mentioning what are the things that we are facing majorly in the world, right? So I'm taking your concentration into this particular place. Like one of the biggest demerit that is gained through the computer or the ICT is the addiction, right? Specifically when it comes to the games, right? Now, I remember even myself, my mother was like, yelling me hardly, and sometimes she was punishing me, like staying in the computer for lots of hours due to the addiction of the games. But for the moment, it is for that moment, it is very interesting, and it is very uh, making satisfying your mind, right? So like having a gun and killing the enemy, or like having a strategy and like defeating the enemy army, or like racing and be in the first place. Yeah, I know it's satisfied, but still addiction is not a good thing. With the addiction, you are having other bonus demerits as well, right? So like specifically, it is not good to your hands and to your eyes, right? Because we are always trying our hands to put on a one specific action or one specific posture, uh, which will in the long run ඒක දිගටම කරගෙන යනකොට සමහරවල් අපිට ජීවිතේ තව ගොඩක් ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා අපිට සමහර වෙලාවට අපේ ශරීරයේ ඇති වෙනවා සමහර සමහර වේදනාවල් කැක්කුම් අපිට bear up කරගන්න බැරි වෙන්න like I am suffering from a back pain like that. It's not only because of the addiction, but it is the nature of my work, because I have to work with the computer throughout the day. When we are like visiting to school, still we are like in most of the times we are interacting with the screen. So it's a part of a ICT teacher. But when it comes to you, and when we take a computer operator or a person who is involved with the computer, like big part of a day, like a banker, programmer, right, the software engineer, majorly a programmer, right? Software engineer කෙනෙක් වුණත් එයා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට screen එකත් එක්ක interact with the වෙලාව අඩුයි. යාට තියෙන ගොඩක් planning පැත්ත ගැන බලන්න. So like if you are a programmer, if you are a banker who is operates the banking accounts and the teller machine, the tellering stuff, right? And there are many other occupations that they have no choice to be with this, and it is not a demerit. It is because of the working nature, the nature of the occupation. But when it comes to the addiction, ඒක හරියට අපි අර නේද අපි අපි කතා බහ කරනකොට කියන්නේ ඉල්ලම් කනවා කියලා නේද, right? Asking for trouble, right? So it is something like that. Like with the addiction, first thing, you are losing your healthiness, right? And you are taken away from the social binds, or the social bounds, right? නේ සමහර ලාවට අම්මලා තාත්තලා එක්ක කතා කරන්නේ, යාළුවෝ එක්ක කතා කරන්නේ, කතා කරන්නේ chat එකෙන්. It won't make a very fruitful bond, right? බොහොම ශක්තිමත් බැඳීමක් ඇති කරන්නේ නැහැ අපි electronically මිනිසුත් එක්ක එකතු වුණාට, right? It is when we are having the bond, if you need to have a bond, if you need to have a relationship, it will take time, and we should have it like non-electrical manner, right? අපිට දැන් නේද තාත්තා රට නම් ඉන්නේ අපිට තාත්තත් එක්ක සමහරලාට අයියා abroad නම් ඉන්නේ අක්කා abroad නම් ඉන්නේ අපි දුබයි නම් කට්ටිය අපිට කතා කරන්න වෙන්නේ we must need a electronical thing, but we don't need electronic things to talk to the people in the house, right? And neda, it feels so good when someone appreciate you to the face, other than appreciate it on the social media. මේ ඔයාගේ මූණට කියනකොට ඔයා වගේ කරනකොට ඔයාගේ මූණට කියනකොට ඔයාත් එක්ක කතා කරනකොට සහ ඒ expressions ඔයාට කෙලින්ම දෙනකොට තමයි ඒකේ වැඩිම වටිනාකම වහන තියෙන්නේ, right? So like remember, always remember, it is a tool, and in myself, like if you consider myself, I have done that addiction type of misbehaviors. So because I know about the consequences of those, I'm asking you to not, right? You play it because games ගහන්න එපා කියන එක නෙමෙයි මම කියන්නේ, right? IT පාවිච්චි කරන්න එපා කියන එක නෙමෙයි. You have it and you know the limit, right? And when it comes to the health issues, sometimes like ඔගොල්ලෝ ගන්න ආහාර ඔයගලන්ගේ lifestyle එකත් එක්ක ඔයගලන්ට health issues එන විදිහ ගොඩක් වැඩි, right? Then අම්මා නිතරම මාව දකිනකොට කියන්නේ ඔයා තාම කන්නඩි දාන්නේ නැත්te ඔයාට මම පොඩි කාලේ ගොඩක් කොල කවපු හින්දා කියලා, right? I don't know what's the truth or the whether it is a true statement or a false statement, but still I have my strength with me, right? So mama can man සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දවසෙන් if you take myself මම දවසෙන් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පැය 6ක් 7ක් screen එකත් එක්ක interact වෙනවා, right? In my university days, it was like sometimes it was 24 hours I was interacting with the screen. But still, you should have good foods, right? Good food does not mean the hamburgers, McDonald's things, KFCs, and all these things. You should have the nutrients, the pure nutrients to you, right? So it will cover up the things which are having from the other things around you, right? So, however, like addiction will make you weak, like on one hand it's physically, in the other hand it's mentally, right? Sometimes you may have heard the things like there were like incidents through the social media, through the gaming platforms, like there are many disastrous things that we have heard all over the society. Ne samhara velawata samhara kattiya mentally suffer කරනවා මට මේ ගේම් එක කරගන්න බැරි වුණා, like සමහර games තියෙනවා බොහොම දරුණු තැන් වලට ඔයගලන්ව lead කරන, right, without knowingly, right? Which is not a good thing, because we are here on the planet to live and to love, right? Not to be a disaster for someone or not to hurt anyone who loved us, right? අපි නිතරම දෙයක් කරනකොට හිතන්න ඕන දෙයක් තමයි නේද, අපිට ආදරය කරන කට්ටියව කොහොමද අපි සතුටින් තියන්න කියන එක, right? Because they are the only one who is there to love us. So machines won't do that, right? Remember, devices won't do that. It's the නේද පණ තියන අය, ඇඟට දැනෙන අය තමයි ඒ වැඩේ කරන්නේ, especially your parents, your sisters, brothers, right? Even your pets, right? You should have that life, right? Device is not a thing to have life, right? Other than that, you can have back pains, headaches, sore eyes, and some aches, and we are going to talk about it when it comes to the last lesson of the grade 11. They are having very funny names like musculoskeletal problems, repetitive stress injuries, and carpal tunnel syndromes. There are those kind of words. Some things funny, but it's not really funny when we read into those, right? And building unsuitable friendships, specifically when it comes to the social media. Like there are like 10% of the social media is only having the true accounts. All others are fake accounts. Those are known fact. So like we don't know who we are going to deal with through the social media. Social media is a good tool, but most of them, like more than 90% of the population inside the social media, are using it for the unwanted things, right? So be aware when you are using that. This doesn't mean get rid of those things. This is just alerting, right? To be a very conscious person when you are referring to the ICT, when you are using the ICT, right? And the third one says the computer is infected by viruses and all these things when you are like visiting improper websites and like uh, opening the emails that you are receiving, all the emails that you are receiving. Like it's about the what you call the lack of practice of good things or the good ethics when you are referring to the ICT. And as I told you, the mental disorder, that is the worst case scenario, right? And publishing the distorted photographs, videos, individual affecting their personal life. Yeah. So we, as the not only the ICT people, but as a person, we know what is private or what is individual for a person must be respect, right? නේද ඔයා හිතනවා වගේ නෙවෙයි වෙන්න පුළුවන් මම හිතන්නේ ඔයා හිතනවා වගේ නෙවෙයි වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාගේ යාළුවා හිතන්නේ, right? There is no rule that everyone has to think on your order, right? The ethic, the standard is, if everyone think on the good manner in a different way, it will create a nice and very beautiful society, right? But the problem is not everyone is going like that. But again, what is individual, right? It is only for those people. Your individualness is for yourself, right? So as you respect your individualism, you have to respect to the others private life and others personal life as well, right? So නේද අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කියන්නේ නේද කුණු හොයන එක මහා කැත වැඩක්, right? So very simple word, right? So like do good things to others, like using the ICT or without ICT. So it will have the habit of doing good things to others too, right? So ඔයා හොඳ දේවල් 10ක් කරොත් 10 දෙනෙකුට ඒ 10 දෙනා ඒක දැකලා තව 10 දෙනෙකුට හොඳ දේවල් කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? So have that habit. It doesn't matter whether all the people around you are doing it on the wrong way, but there is no reason for you to be bad or you to be wrong. Do the right thing always, so it will result you someday on some time, right? And the common thing, obesity due to less exercise, which I am experiencing. I'm not consider myself as a very fat person, but still I'm not good. I'm not very much satisfied with my body because I think I'm fat because of this thing, and specifically, I'm not exercising. That's I always exercise in my mind, but not physically, right? Which is not a good thing. Which is not effect on your body, right? And isolation, a very bad thing, right? With the social media, lots of younger generations are experiencing this thing, right? They think if you got the phone or if you got the mobile phone and the social media, that's all you have. And when they are realizing it is not, they can't turn back, right? එතකොට ගොඩාක් දුර ගිහිල්ලා ඉවරයි, ඔයා ගොඩාක් සමාජයෙන් ඈත් වෙලා ඉවරයි, ඔයාව ලේබල් වෙලා ඉවරයි, ඔයාව මිනිස්සු අඳුනගෙන ඉවරයි, ඔයා තනි වෙච්ච කෙනෙක් විදියට නැත්නම් හුදකලා වෙච්ච කෙනෙක් විදියට. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ කවුරුත් ආශ්‍රය නොකරන නිකන් එහෙම නේද අපි කියනවනේ වැඩිය දැන් අපි යාළුවෝ එක්ක කතා කරනකොට කියනවා නේද එයා වැඩිය සෙට් වෙන්නේ නැති එක්කෙනෙක් කියලා කියනවා, right? You don't need to be like that. And
data තියනවා.
Yeah, Ravidu, you have to mute your mic, right? And again, very importantly, if you find in someone like that, don't help others to corner him, right? Help others to help him, right? So it is your responsibility because you know about these things. Since you know about it, you help them, right? සමහර වෙලාවට ඒගොල්ලෝ අපි help කරනවට කැමති නැහැ නේද? Even there are some my friends in my school ages in the university, සමහරවිට තනියෙන් ඉන්න කැමති නෑ අනිත් කට්ටිය ඇවිල්ලා කතා කරනවට ඉන්ටර්ෆියර් වෙනවට සමහරවිට බයිනවා පැනලා එලවනවා, right? There is a reason for that, so give some space for them, right? Observe them and try to be a good friend silently in somewhere, right? So that will help them. සමහරලාවට ගොඩක් අයට සමහරලාට ඒක ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඇඟ ඇතුළෙන් වෙන ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එකක් වෙනවා. සමහර වෙලාවට සමහර රෝගී තත්ත්ව තියෙනවා එහෙම වෙන. සමහර වෙලාවට ඒක යා වටේ පිටේ දකින ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එක වෙනවා. right? So ඒක නිසා අපිට අපි ඒ වගේ අය දැක්කම අපි ඒ වගේ අයට උදව් කරන්න බලන්න ඕනේ පුළුවන් තරම්. like not a fake way. bite කරන්න බලාගෙන කරන උදව්වක් නොවෙන්න වෙන්න ඕනේ. right? It should be a good hand that we are raising for them, or ඒගොල්ලන්ට අත දීමක් වෙන්න ඕනේ හරියට. ඒගොල්ලන්ට දික් කරන අත නේද? අපි අවංකව දික් කරන අතක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. right? And violating copyrights, which is happening in the very higher level in Sri Lanka as well as many Asian countries. It's majorly due to not having enough money with us, or it's the ඒක දුප්පත් පොහොසත් ભેදයත් එක්ක සිද්ධ වෙන දෙයක් යම් තරමකින්. and සමහර වෙලාවට අපි පොඩි දෙයක් මිලදී ගන්න නැති අවස්ථා වෙනවා. දැන් සමහර there are some softwares that you have to pay and take. It's a one time pay, and it will cost you like $2 to $3. Like $2 to $3 means like it's a 500 or 600 rupees. So it's better you respect that price. Because software එකක් හදනවා කියන එක ලේසි වැඩක් නෙවෙයි. It takes time, it takes knowledge, it takes experience, right? So as a gratitude that we show to them, the cheaper software එකක් අපි ඒකත් හොරෙන් ගන්න හරි නැත්නම් ඒකත් copyrights violate කරගෙන පාවිච්චි කරන්න බලන එක, it's not a good thing. If you have the ability, if you are capable of having things or like purchasing things, purchase it. It's a respect that we do, or that we show to the person who have done that work, right? But there are some things, even myself, I have cracked the windows, like as many of my friends and as many of the Sri Lankans, because we don't have that much of money to spend on Windows, right? Like if you are purchasing the original Windows, like it's going to cost you 30 to 40,000, right? Like sometimes now I am of course using original Windows when I'm having the capabilities, but when I do not have, I have used some cracked softwares as well, right? But then ක්‍රම තියෙනවා, ගොඩක් ක්‍රම තියෙනවා illegal නොවන ක්‍රම. ඔයගලන්ට license software එකක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න, like if you visit to eBay, you can purchase a key for Windows for like less than 1,000 rupees, right? එතකොට ඒක අපි අර pirated software එකක් නැත්නම් copyright violation එකක් කරන්නේ නැතුව, if you purchase something and use it for some times, it won't do any harm, and again it is a benefit for us. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට Windows 10 පාවිච්චි කරන අයට updates එනකොට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ කම්පියුටර් එක අවුල් වෙනවා. මොකද Windows 10 ඔය crack කරන හේතුව නිසාම Windows evolve වෙනකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ cracking වලට solution එකක් විදිහට තමයි ඔය එක දේවල් හදලා තියෙන්නේ. So දැන් Windows 10 පාවිච්චි කරන අයට අපි නේද Android phone එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා වගේ they are getting updates. So if you using a cracked version or an unlicensed version, your computer will cause you many errors, right? සමහර වෙලාවට blue screen එනවා, සමහර වෙලාවට keyboard එක වැඩ කරන්නේ නැතුව යනවා, right? It is because in most of the cases it is because of the operating systems copyrights, right? So it's better you use that kind of a version, right? Then මම පවා දැකලා තියෙනවා ඔය ලංකාවෙත් ඇඩ්වර්ටයිස් කරන ගොඩක් කට්ටිය රුපියල් 1500යි office package එකයි Windows වලට තියෙන original key එකයි හම්බෙනවා කියලා. So it is there in the eBay as well. You can if you surf on eBay website එකට ගියොත්, so you can find the keys. ඒකට ගියාමත් පොඩ්ඩක් පරිස්සමින් කරන්න ඕනේ නේද? මමත් දෙසරයක් විතර රැවටිලා තියෙනවා එහෙම key එක දෙනවා කියලා නොදීපු අය සම්බන්ධයෙන්. So ඔයා eBay එකට ගියාම it's a e-commerce platform, right, where you can buy and sell the goods. So you have to find a good seller first. නේද? ratings වැඩි තියෙන ගොඩක් කට්ටිය purchase කරලා තියෙන කෙනෙක්ගෙන් purchase කරනකොට ඒක ඇතුළුව වෙන්නේ නැහැ, right? So and again there is a very big community called FOSS, FOSS, free and open source community, right? So this free and open source community, or the FOSS people, are creating free and open source softwares, right? Like it will not be that attractive as the copyrighted things, because they are just doing it by themselves as a charity service, right? But still we are having very nice things of them, right? Android කියලා කියන්නේ, it's a free and open source software, right? So it doesn't mean it is not owned by someone else. කාටවත් අයිති නැහැ කියන එක නෙවෙයි කියන්නේ. Free and open source means you can use it and you can change the program as you want, but still there is a owner, right? He has given the rights to change it, right? ඔගලන්ට මතක ඇති දැනට ටික කාලයකට කලින් Huawei කම්පැනි එකට Google කම්පැනි එක බෑන් කරා Android පාවිච්චි කරන එක, because Google own the Android, and Android is given free for all the companies to have their own version and insert it into the mobile devices and sell to the customers. But Huawei has done some error in their process, so Google has banned Huawei phones, but later they have resolved the problem. It's like that. එතකොට ඒ වගේ දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ Google Play Store එකට ගියොත්, if you visit to the Play Store, there are many free applications. Even in iStore, Apple Store එකට ගියත්, Apple කියලා කියන්නේ ලෝකයේ මිල අධිකම brand එකක් වුණාට still they got free uh, applications in their iStore. Even in Microsoft as well, right? So there are many free stuff where we have to respect the people who have done that on behalf of us and use it in the legit way, right? So that is what is regarding the demerits of the ICT. So it's better we write down and then move to the evolution, right? How the computer is this technical from the beginning, right? Yeah, so people have the heading demerits of ICT, and I'll tell you what to be written. Let me see. Yeah, you don't need to copy any of the things in the paragraph. Instead of that, it's better you write down these points, right? Yeah, since it is the demerits, it's better you write down all the points. May page එකේ තියෙන points ටිකයි ඊළඟ page එකේ points තුනක් තියෙනවා. It's better you write down those as well, right? So start writing people demerits of ICT and copy the highlighted part. Okay, one is done. Okay, two are done. Oh my God. I just see this thing. Udamya, Dua, did you just connected? නැත්තම් කොතනින්ද පුතේ නතර වුනේ? right. උදාමැදුව අපි describe කරපු එක කරේ දුවගාව book එක තියෙනවද? මෙන්න මෙතනින් demerits of ICT කියලා like have the heading. Then we are listing down the points, the highlighted part over here, starting from addiction. So until this violating copyrights. Great, great. So it's better you mark and continue. Right. ළමයි මම තව පොඩි දෙයක් කියන්නම්. දැන් අපි ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් වලින් ක්ලාස් එක කරනකොට සමහර අය ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න හිතේ තියාගෙන ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් අහන්න බැරි නිසා නොඅහ ඉන්නවා. right? ඒක හොඳ දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. ඔයගලන්ට ඕනම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේද? chat එකේ හරි mic එක on කරලා හරි you can ask. සිංහලෙන් අහන්න no problem. Right? We are not British people නේ. Right? We know Sinhala better than any other language. Right? අනිත් ඒවා ඔක්කොම අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේවල්. Right? So ඔයා first thing what you need to do is get to know about ICT first. Right? English කියන එක writing වලින් listening වලින් ඔයාට හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? But නේද ඉස්සරහට යන්න එපා clear නැති තැන් තියාගෙන. Right? So just ask කොහොමද සර් ඒක කරන්නේ මට තේරුන්නේ නැහැ සර් මට ආයෙ පොඩ්ඩක් කියලා දෙන්න. So you are very open for those things. Right? කිසිම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Language is not a barrier. Don't even think about it. Right? එකම දේ ඔයා හිතන්න ඕනේ ඔයාට කියන්නේ අපි විභාගයකට මුහුණ දෙන නිසා ඔයාට ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් උත්තර දෙය ගන්න බැරි නම් ලියා ගන්න බැරි නම් then you have to think about it. Right? මොකද ඔයා විභාගෙදී ඒක කරන්න ඕනේ පුතේ. Right? ඒ ඇරෙන්න ඔයාට එක සැරේ ඒක ගලප ගන්න බැරි නම් ඔයා ලියන්නේ හිමින් නම් කතා කරන්නේ හිමින් නම් සමහර අය කතා කරන්න බයයි. Right? So on that case, just ask it from Sinhala, right? සිංහලෙන් ඇහුවා කියලා කිසිම ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. කිසිම මදි පුංචිකමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේද? ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් කරනවා කියලා ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින්ම අහනවා නම් හොඳයි. එතකොට ඔයාලට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එකක් වෙනවා. ඒක හොඳයි. But if you don't know or if you are slow in English, නේද? සිංහලෙන් අහන්න. කිසිම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Right? Right, people, are you done? You have to copy these 3 points as well. Right. Are we done? Are you ready to go a time traveling trip to the first generation of ICT? අතීතයට යන්න තමයි අපි දැන් හදන්නේ. Right, people? Is it okay to move? Is there anyone still writing the note? Just indicate me.
Sam still writing.
පුතේ මට ඇහෙනවා අඩුයි. තාම ලියන අය ඉන්නවද? Okay. Seems
Sam
everyone.
still writing.
Right, okay. Right, okay. Keep writing, brother. I'll give you time. Okay, Udamya, that's great.
Good answer.
Yeah, right, great. So we are moving forward. We are get to know how the computer has evolved, right? How the evolution happens, right? So now you can see this nice equipment in your book. This is called the abacus. Now, have you ever thought why we need a computer? Why this was made, right? So yeah. Sumetma, yeah. Let's ask this from the room, right? So yeah. Let's take the confirmation if they can, right? Yeah, I'll put your request at the end. මට class එක ඉවර වෙන්න කලින් චුට්ටක් මතක් කරන්න. Right? Right. So we are having this, we can see this equipment. This is called the abacus. Now the need of a computer was not there at the very first day, right? So the first issue was doing the calculations. නේද? Calculate කරගන්න තමයි උවමනාව ආවේ මුලින්ම. Right? So these calculations become complex over the year or like over the time, right? මුලදී බොහොම සුළුවෙන් සිද්ධ වෙච්ච calculations නේද? මිනිස්සයා දිනු වෙන්න it become a complex thing, right? They had to do the calculations as much as possible to have the specific outputs or to have the effective outputs, right? So in that case, what has happened here, they had to think about some devices or some machines to make and to do the calculation on behalf of us, right? So the very first machine was considered as the abacus, right? So which was like used like more than 5,000 years ago. Like some says it is originated from China, and some says it is originated from Japan. Like so, however, it was the prime device which inspired the human to make a machine which can perform the calculations, right? So from that point onwards, many different people, many different intellects have tried to make something which helps to improve the calculation which has to be done by the human, right? So in that journey, these are some milestones that we can see in our book that they have listed for us. So in 1642, it's the Blaise Pascal invented the machine called the adding machine, right? This was the world first ever mathematical machine, and this is purely mechanical one, right? එක තනිකරම mechanical, එක electronics තිබ්බේ නැහැ, විදුලිය පාවිච්චි කරගත්තේ නැහැ, right? තනිකරම mechanical විදිහට දැතිරෝධ පාවිච්චි කරලා, right? Okay, Sumitma. Yes, right. So Sumitma, like is it going to be the very same way, like for the next classes as well, you are going to leave the same time though? So if it's so, it's like, is it just for today though, or like
සර් ලබන සතියේ මට වෙන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි වෙලාව වෙනස් කරාම.
right ma'am, කට්ටියකින් අහලා බලමු දුව අපි හැමෝටම possible නම් තමයි පුතේ කරගන්න වෙන්නේ. We'll see, right? I'll put the message and see, right?
හරි සර්, thank you.
Right, okay. Right. So then Blaise Pascal was having this adding machine in 1642. I think I'm having a picture of this Blaise Pascal. I can show it to you from the A-level notes that I have made. So just a second. Yeah. Oh, let me take the one which does not have the watermark. Yeah. Here comes the person. Right. So this is what you call the adding machine. It's a purely mechanical thing. Make a open color value. Like it was like this. Later, it is this Grotfried who has what you call improved the things. Right. So this is the Blaise Pascal who has invented the adding machine. So there are some nice videos in the internet. If you got the time, just type the Pascalino adding machine, like it could add and subtract two numbers, right? Which was a very big invention on those days, right? So later, the Gottfried Wilhelm and the French, these names are like more stuff from the which are very much into the French names, like one Leibniz has improved the adding machine, which can do the multiplication and division as well, right? And another French scientist named Joseph Jacquard, right? And he was not into this computing, right? He was a like රෙදිවියන කෙනෙක්, ලූමින් ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකට සම්බන්ධ කෙනෙක්. So he made this card called punch card to have the patterns on their clothes. Yeah, රෙදි වියනකොට ඒ වියන එකේ රටා හදා ගන්න පාවිච්චි කරා punch cards, right? So punch card එකක් මේකේ තිබුණද කියලා මට හරියට මතක නැහැ. Oh no, there is no punch card. I'll show you one, right? So like punch card, let me show you a punch card. Yeah. So this is something you call a punch card, right? So in punch card, we can see these holes. There's a card which has some holes, right, in it. So then api samanen generally we are talking that the computer is like computer can understand only ones and zeros. So these holes are indicated the 0, and the places which does not have a hole is indicated a 1. So if you consider a one particular line, it is a pattern of ones and zeros, right? So මේ dot හිලා මෙතන hole එකක් තියෙන තැන් වලට අපි 0 කියලා consider කරොත්, so this is something starting from 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 kind of things. So it's a combination of ones and zeros which is going to be there. So this punch card was later used as an input for the computer systems as well as an output, right? And this person, the most important person in the computer history, Charles Babbage, right? This is the one. And this is the Gottfried that we were talking about. And this is the father of the computer, right? We call it the Charles Babbage. He invented this difference engine, so which we call the first mechanical computer. So in this machine, he introduced the concept. This machine is made out of the input process output model, right? Charles Babbage කියපු දේ තමයි යාගේ machine එක වැඩ කරන්නේ input process output කියන concept එකට කියලා, right? So which is the concept that we use in every computer even today, right? So that is why, as a respect for that concept, we call him the father of the computer, the Charles Babbage, remember, right? So he is one of the important person when we are considering the history, right? So then this is something to be proud for girls. The first computer programmer, Madam Ada Augusta Lovelace, right? She was the first programmer. And but today, if you think about the software industry, most of the ladies are not being the programmer, which is not good for Madam Ada, right? Or Madam Lovelace. It was her dream. She was the one who made the first program to the computer, like so. But nowadays, most of the boys and men are work at the programming area, and girls and women are in the quality assurance area, right? QA, which is a good sector, but still you are capable of doing it because your ancestors are the one who have invented the programming, right? So remember that. The ගොඩාක් ගෑනු ළමයි even මම මගේ campus එකෙත් මගේ batch එකේ ගොඩාක් girls ලා හිටියා, but අද හොයලා බලනකොට ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට they are just staying in house without doing anything. Without doing anything means like they are just get married and stay in the house but not working in this sector, right? හැබැයි ලංකාවේ වැඩිම ප්‍රමාණයක් IT කරන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ගෑනු ළමයි, right? So the potential or the vacuum that you people are making is huge. So ඕගලන්ට තියෙන අවස්ථාවක් වැඩි ඒ වගේම ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඒක අතාරින අවස්ථාත් වැඩි. Right? So and most of them are doing it because of the unawareness. කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ නැහැ මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක. Like ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගෙදර ඉඳලාත් ඔයාට කම්පියුටර් එකෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන් වැඩ ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. Right? කියන්නේ as an occupation. Right? So you people should be into that, which will generate a lot of foreign currency. Right? IT කියලා කියන්නේ foreign currency boom කරන්න පුළුවන් තරක්. Right? So you should start learning those things, right? I will assist you for some of the things, but only the basic stuff. You have to find the path, right? And in 1944, there was a milestone in the computer history. So like the people call, the person called Howard Aiken, and he has invented this automatic sequence control calculator at the Harvard University. With the assistance of his companion and the IBM company. So there was a team and the company who invented this first machine, which is called like the first electrical computer kind of a thing, which is called the Howard Aiken, right? So they named it Mark 1. Then me Mark 1 කියන නම හරි ප්‍රසිද්ධයි. Right? ඔගොල්ලෝ Iron Man movie series එක බලලා තියෙනවා නම් Iron Man එයාගේ first flying machine එකට නම දාන්නෙත් Mark 1 කියලා. ඔගොල්ලෝ සඳ ගමන ගැන හොයලා බලලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒකෙත් මේ Mark 1 කියන නම ලියවෙනවා. මේක හරි common word එකක් experimental sector එකට. Right? So Mark 1 is generated. Right? So now, look at this part. All the versions of early computers were mechanical in nature. From the time when the computer became automated, were categorized into various generations as below. So Mark 1 is the one which has which was considered as the milestone or the changing point of the computer history. Right? Then that point forward, the computer was evolving like to the present. Right? ඔගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා දැන් මේ වෙනකොට කොච්චර දියුණුද කියන එක නේද? අපි අපේ වීඩියෝස් වලිනුත් අපි දැක්කනේ. කම්පියුටර් එකක් කියන එක දැන් ඇත්තටම නේද? හෝලෝ ලෙන්ස් එකකට සීමා වෙන දාන්නට අපේ ඇහි ඇසේ පළඳින දෙයක් ගන්නට ද අපේ අතේ නේද? අරගන්න වොච් එකකට සීමා වෙන ගන්නට කම්පියුටර් එකක් පොඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා. Right? Okay, so Ravindu, I'll go through the image Puta, just to give me a second, right? Yeah, so now this particular table is very important, right? ඔගොල්ලෝ මේක හිමිහිට ලියා ගන්න ඕනේ. අපි දැන් නෙවෙයි අපි මේක ගැන කතා කරමු. නේද? books තියෙන කට්ටියට නම් හරි ලේසි ගෙදරදී හිමින් මේක build up කරන එක. Right? And මේක මම පොඩ්ඩක් horizontal type එකට ගන්න ඕනේ. මට විනාඩියක් දෙන්න. මෙයාව පොඩි කරලා Right. So now you can see it clearly, I think. Right. So in the first generation, the technology was vacuum tubes. Right. I'll show you what vacuum tube is. Right. And the punch card were used to do the inputs and the processings and the outputs. So, like I said, අරයාගේ තියෙන රටාවට අනුව punch card එක input කරා, then after it will get processed and do the output. Softwares, they really don't have this softwares like today, right? They use this machine language. Now machine language means ones and zeros, right? දැන් අපි කියනවා machine language එක කිව්වම අපිට තේරුම් ගන්න තමයි අපි ones and zeros කියලා කතා කරන්නේ, right? So like yeah. Dinelka, I'll answer you soon, right? So machine language එක කියලා මම කතා කරේ ones and zeros. මම කියන්නේ punch card එකේ ones and zeros පෙන්වන විදිහ. එතකොට ඒ punch card එකෙන් දෙන input එක that can be straight away understand by the processor, right? Then nowadays the programs that we use, they are not directly talking to the machine through the machine language. They are just talking to the machine, or like they are interacting with the user in most of the cases. An operating system, and there is a program called language translators who are converting these programs into the machine language, right? And there is called assembly language as well. Assembly language is there, like it's assembly language එක මනුස්සයට පොඩ්ඩක් තේරුම් ගන්න lazy language එකක්. Then අද කාලේ අපි පාවිච්චි කරන languages, it is very user friendly to the users, right? Like Java, Pascal, Python, all these things. Assembly language is not that user friendly, but it is little bit understandable by the user, and still it is very much closer to the machine language. Machine language එක ones and zeros වලින් තියෙන නිසා, like it is much understandable or much closer to the machine, to the equipments, not for us, right? And there was this high heat generation in the computer, right? Slow processing, large in size. And how large do you think? It is larger than like 2 or 3 classrooms of your school. I'll show you one, right? And not portable, not even think about it, right? Right? Consumes a very big electricity and was very expensive, right? And I'll show you a picture. Yeah, so yeah, this is what you call the vacuum tubes, right? Make a harim lokui mea, right? Samanyen ape samanyen dakina bulb ekak wage lokui, right? So this was used in the vacuum in the Mark 1 that we talked at, which was done by the Howard Aiken, the very first automatic computer. And yeah, this is a picture of the computer. So look at it. Like literally, the people are inside the computer now. Now this is the system unit. All these wires, knobs, and all these things. I'm pretty sure if you are asked to learn the computer or the ICT on that era, you will never give it a try. You are like, the first reason that you like for the ICT, it is because of the computer and mobile devices, tabs, laptops, and all these things, because they come, they are very handy for you, right? But these days, it was their effect and their effort to make this computer that little on today, right? So they had this specific cooling system, right? As you can see, there are like AC supply kind of a thing, and somehow they had this canal at the middle of the room. වතුර ගලාගෙන යන ඇල පාරක් තිබුණා. මොකද ඒක නිසා ඒ පරිසරය සිසිල් කරගන්න. මොකද like I said, because of these vacuum tubes, the heat generation was numerous, right? and you don't need to say this cost them very much, because for each and every wire and the equipment they have to pay. Anyway, right? And මෙච්චර වේදම් කරලත් කම්පියුටර් එකෙන් කරගන්න උනේ බොහොම සුළු කාර්යයක්, right? So but they were very interesting stuff as well. ඔගොල්ලෝට පුළුවන් නම් හොයාගෙන බලන්න. There is a movie called I don't really remember the name. The movie is about cracking the Enigma code of the Nazi armies. හිට්ලර්ගේ හමුදාවේ ඒගොල්ලෝ අතර කමියුනිකේට් කරගන්නේ රහස් සංඥා පාවිච්චි කරලා ඒ රහස් සංඥා ක්‍රැක් කරන්න හදන්න ගිය මැෂින් එකක් තමයි අවසානයේ මේ කම්පියුටර් එක බවට පත් කරන්න උදව් වෙන්නේ. Right? I'll find the name of the movie and tell to you. Like නේද? පිරිමි ළමයි නම් දන්නවා ඇති Doctor Strange කිව්වම කවුද කියලා නේද? So it was that character who is acting on that movie. මට ඒගේ නම මතක නැහැ. Right? So it is a very nice movie. It shows how the things are being cracked and කොහොමද කොච්චර මහන්සි වුණාද නේද? සමහර මුලින්ම හිතනවා මේ මනුස්සයාට පිස්සු කියලා මේ එයා මේ වැඩේ කරන්න යනකොට. Right? So it was that interesting on that era, but as we see, it was huge in size, slow in processing comparing to today, right? Then අදාරගත්තොත් a CPU or a processor processing billions of instruction per second, right? මම පුළුවන් වුණොත් ඒ movie එකෙන් clips කීපයක් ඔයගලට පෙන්නන්න next time කොහොමද ඒක settle වෙන්නේ කියන එක. But on that era, it was very slow comparing to today, right? So these are some of the examples. ENIAC, EDVAC, EDSAC, those things, UNIVAC, IBM 701, those things are example for these first generation computers, right? And when it comes to the second generation start with the invention of transistor. Now, transistor is not big as what you call the vacuum tubes. And people, this is UNIVAC. See, they have the label, and these are kind of storage. This is the small or the devices that they use to make these punch cards and all these things. You can see the knobs and all these things right over here. So in these days, they don't have any operating system. It is just knobs and switches and all these things which you have to press and do and manually maintain, right? So in the second generation, it starts with the transistor, with this, and it is one transistor can do the processing or can do the task of 100 vacuum tubes. So transistor එකත් comparatively vacuum tube එකකට වඩා ගොඩක් පොඩි සහ ඒ පොඩි transistor එකට vacuum tube 100ක විතර දේවල් කරන්න පුළුවන්. So you imagine how small it's going to become, right? Yes. Okay. That's something new to me. Benedict Cumberbatch, right? Okay. The one who has invented the transistor. Right. So this transistor has made the major difference that they have done is they like minimize the computer. කලින් කාමරයක් තරම් ලොකුවට තිබ්බ computer එක දැන් පොඩ පොඩි වෙනවා, but still it is huge, right? Unlike today, right? And the benefit that they had was that they use the transistor, that is the main technology that they use. They use a magnetic tape kind of things to store data, and floppy disks, and the tape have magnetic tape has used as the secondary storage or the storages. and they have invented these high-level programming languages, like not like Java kind of things, but very beginners of that kind of programming languages, right? So machine language and the assembly language is called the lower level language, and the language which were invented after that are called high level programming language, right? As well as they use assembly language as well. So smaller in size comparing to the right, okay, right, okay. The Doctor Strange one, Benedict, right, okay. Thank you for the information. Right, so the it was small in size comparing to the first generation, less in heat generation comparing to the first generation, low power consumption, comparatively faster, and still it is expensive. So these are the some of the models: Honeywell 400, IBM 7030, CDC, Univac, Lark, those kind of things. And I think this is the Univac. I really don't remember what it is, right? So yes, yeah, Tarendra, that is the name. Imitation Game. Yes, Imitation Game. That's a very nice movie to see, right? And it shows you how hard they were working to save the mankind, right? මොකද ඒගොල්ලෝ first time crack කරනකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒක crack කරන්න පැය 48ක් හරි පැය 72ක් හරි දවස් 3ක් යනවා. But Hitler's army are changing it day by day. දවසෙන් දවස change කරනවා. right? එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට තේරුමක් නැහැ. ඒගොල්ලෝ crack කරගෙන යන අතරමඟ ඒගොල්ලන්ට message එක එනවා. දැන් attack කරලා ඉවරයි, මෙච්චර ගාණක් මැරුණා කියලා. right? පස්සේ තමයි imitation game එකේ ඉන්න main actor, scientist කෙනෙක් මට නම් මතක නැහැ. He invented this machine so it can crack the code. මෙන්න මේක තමයි මේගොල්ලෝ මේකෙන් කියන්නේ කියන එක. Right, people. So with the second generation, I'm going to end the session. So story goes up. So we'll look into those other 3 generations. There is 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Right. So after that, we'll try to get these things down into our books. Right. So until then, I'm going to end the session. So have a nice weekend. Right. I'll see you on next Saturday. Right. And again, people. There was this proposal whether you people can meet on 2:30 දෙකමාරට එන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා එක දුවෙකුගේ ගැටලුවක් ගැන යට තව ක්ලාස් එකක් හරියටම දෙකමාරට ඉවර වෙන්න කියලා. So people, I need your response please. I'll put the question to the WhatsApp group as well. පුළුවන්ද දෙකමාරට පටන් ගන්න කියලා. So it's better you respond whether you are able to do it or not, right? හැමෝටම පුළුවන් නම් විතරක් අපි මේ change එක ගමු. Yeah, and Nitya, just stay online duo. I'll tell you what to be done, and others, thank you very much people. Have a nice weekend. And Alan Turing.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. Tisandra, thank you. It's about Alan Turing. Yes, the imitation game is about Alan Turing. Okay, thank you people. I'll see you on next week. Right. Right, Tisanya duwa Nitya neda. Yes, Nitya. Nitya duwa, you can refer the older recordings in my website, right? So I'll show you the website duwa. The website name is starlabs.lk, right? starlabs.lk. I'm sending you the name as well, right? So when you are visiting here, you can go for the Starlabs recording, right? So inside the Starlabs recording, all my recordings regarding the Starlabs are here. Starlabs means the name of my institute. So මෙතන දුව පහළම තියෙනවා grade 10 2021 sessions කියලා, the very last player. So here then other recording එකත් මෙතන තමයි එන්නේ. මෙන්න මේ playlist icon එක click කරාම you can see the previous recordings, right? So you can go through what we have done. මේකේ කියන්නේ ඔයාලට පැය එකමාරම බලන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. අපි සමහර තැන්වල ලියලා ඉන්නවා. ඒ දේවල් ටික පොඩ්ඩක් track down කරගන්න, right? So you will be able to stick with the plan, right? So like go through those, නේද? දුව continue කරනවා නම්, right? මම කියන එක ගැලපෙන්නේ නැත්නම් දුව වෙන සර් කෙනෙක් හොයන්න ඕනේ, ටීචර් කෙනෙක් හරි සර් කෙනෙක් හරි. Like if you are continuing with us, it's better be prepared with this, right? හරි, go through කරලා බලන්න දුව කොහොමද කියලා බලලා එමුත් next week හම්බෙමු, right? හරි දුව, right? Okay, thank you very much.